So why traction is uniquely difficult in councils? Local government is not just another organisational setting. It has distinctive features that fundamentally shape how influence works. Before focusing on working entirely with councils, I did a fair bit of work in the private sector as well. And I can comfortably say that local government is just different. Authority is distributed across multiple roles and layers. Accountability is shared. And I'll call it for what it is. Accountability is often ambiguous. Decisions are subject to political, community, and media scrutiny. Risk is highly visible, while success is often incremental and taken for granted. This creates a challenging reality for leaders. You can be accountable for outcomes you do not fully control. So a bit of an authority reality check here. For the work you are leading, write down what you can decide, what you can influence, and what you can only observe. Traction improves when leaders stop trying to control what sits outside their remit and focus influence deliberately. This should help you reduce unproductive frustrations and sharpen your influence effort. When this reality is not acknowledged, leaders often internalise frustration. They assume they need to be more persuasive, more directive, or more resilient. They try harder, they push more, they add layers of reporting and oversight. And in my experience, this rarely solves a problem. The issue is not effort, it's alignment. The hidden cost of misalignment. Misalignment in local government is often hard to identify. It shows up indirectly through symptoms that become normalised over time. And on that, too often people treat the symptom and don't take time to understand what the root cause is. As a result, rework becomes common. Decisions are revisited. Escalation becomes the default way of resolving disagreement. Risk aversion increases and innovation slows. Capable people become tired, cynical, or disengaged. I'm picturing some of you nodding your head here in a bit of a sad acknowledgement. Something you can do is what I call cost mapping. So ask your team, where do we lose the most time because things are unclear? Some common answers here include rewriting reports, seeking approval multiple times, quite often just general rework, waiting. These are things that will pop up. Now, why it's important to do this exercise is because it turns abstract cost or losses into visible waste without blaming individuals. For each of those symptoms, they have a real cost to it, not just financially, but emotionally and culturally. When people feel that effort does not translate into progress, trust erodes. When decisions do not stick, confidence declines. And when momentum is constantly disrupted, leaders burn energy just trying to maintain some kind of movement. Over time, this takes a toll on individuals and the organisation as a whole. A critical reframe from effort to alignment. One of the most important shifts I see leaders make is this. They stop interpreting stalled progress as a people problem and start recognising it as an alignment problem. When traction is low, it is rarely because people do not care. More often it's because the system is sending mixed signals. I've worked with some teams that are very much stalled, yet you meet the team, you talk to the individuals, and they are so passionate about doing good things. So you have to ask, what is wrong? Something you can do is a language swap. So encourage replacing effort-based language with alignment-based language. Instead of people just need to get on board or we need more buy-in, try asking, what is unclear about this? Where are people interpreting this differently? So this will help both you and your team because language subtly changes behaviour and it reduces defensiveness. So what are some of these mixed signals I'm talking about? The purpose of the work may be interpreted differently by different stakeholders. Decision authority may be implicit rather than explicit. Competing priorities may be unresolved. Teams may be optimizing locally rather than collectively. As a counsellor, I saw how easily assumptions could be made about intent when progress slowed. As an officer, I felt the impact of those assumptions when the real issue sat in governance, structure, or decision clarity. Influence in this context is not about persuasion. It is about creating shared understanding and coordinated movement. How influence actually works in local government. Many leaders are taught that influence comes from strong logic, robust evidence, and well-constructed business cases. These matter. Councils are evidence-driven environments, and due process is essential. This has never been more important than in recent years, with so much more scrutiny being placed on councils. But in practice, logic alone rarely creates traction.